Alright, so today, guys, we're gonna watch this Rev video from Rev Says Desu, obviously. I've never actually heard him say Desu, so I don't know why that's his name, but this video is called I'm About to Make a Lot of People Angry, and it is about the VTuber hot take trend on Twitter. So I'm gonna have some opinions. I'm gonna have some opinions. Alright, let's just hop into it.
Every time I see one of these threads on Twitter, I know it's a great opportunity for some content. So if you're not familiar,
Hold on. Let me change my category so I'm in chatting. My bad. I forgot to do that. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. I should be good. Alright. Let's get back to it.
with this type of post, it's asking for hot takes on VTubing, whether it's VTubers themselves or the related communities or whatever. And unlike a lot of the people who are either delusional or too afraid, I will give you the actual answers to some of these. You don't have to agree with all of them, but I think where I'm coming from is pretty reasonable because
I will give my opinion as well, whether it be right or wrong.
it's largely common sense at this point, okay? So let's jump right into it. The first one says, too many VTubers deal with drama like we're still in high school.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think everybody thinks that. Everybody thinks that. Like, damn near 98% of VTuber drama is just high school bullshit that could have got handled behind the scenes. And yeah, that's not really a hot take. It's pretty much fucking basic knowledge in the VTubing space.
Yes, a lot of VTubers and content creators generally, they are reliving high school. Except with
Yes.
VTubers, this time they're reliving high school with an attractive anime girl model.
Oh man, another thing too. Why the fuck would you want to relive high school? I don't know about you guys, but high school fucking sucked for me. I didn't like going. Who the fuck likes going to school? It's a whole bunch of bullshit. It's a whole bunch of bullshit. So no, I do not want to relive high school. I don't know why these people do. I fucking hate drama. I like talking about it, but I don't like being involved in it. It's fucking stupid.
Which ups their levels of delusion and narcissism even more. And the way they
Yeah.
handle drama and controversy, as well as interpersonal issues, is very high school.
Yeah, they drop a Google Docie instead of talking to their supposed quote unquote friend behind the scenes about whatever problems they have with them. It's like, why would you go to the person and talk it out when you can just drop a Google Docie and get clout and viewers off of it? I mean, yeah. You might as well go to Clout Goblin route, right?
You know how many Google Docs I've seen dropped on people over the slightest of disagreements?
Yep.
Or people having public feuds over things that could be settled with a quick exchange of private DMs? But yeah, a lot of people reliving high school, and it is very, very pathetic. Now,
Yeah.
of course, this
Losers.
one will generate a lot of response. This person says, a lot of VTubers complain about parasocial behavior from fans, but the simple fact is many present themselves as sexually available and willing in a very personal sense, and not just as an act. At that point, you're basically bringing it on yourself.
Many such cases. Many such cases. All right, I will go ahead and say this. I've already said this on my Twitter account, but I think Fansly streams are fucking weird. It is what it is. Like, that's my opinion. Not a knock against you if you're into that shit, but it's basically like watching a VTuber stream while her viewers just bukkake circle jerk around them. And that's the vibe I get from it. Now, people who present themselves that way, if you're a VTuber with a Fansly and your main thing is selling sex, guess what kind of audience you're gonna attract? You're gonna attract fucking lonely men who are gooners. So that's what you should expect if you go that route with your content creation.
Now, a lot of people on Twitter will read this last part and say, uh-oh, you're victim blaming.
They're not victims. They do it to themselves, literally. Like, that's how you present yourself. I'm not gonna present myself as a person who sells hot dogs and then get mad when somebody who likes eating hot dogs comes to buy hot dogs from me. It's fucking common sense.
Well, unfortunately for them, they have no reading comprehension based on the context up here. And also, the people who are angry about this last part are probably guilty of the previous part.
Very.
Can I tell you how many dommy, mommy VTubers who have like Fansly accounts and cater to the girlfriend experience and have like nothing but sexual content and always present themselves
Yep.
as available and single.
They check
who
all
go
the
around
boxes.
and say, "Oh my gosh, how did I attract all these lonely men?" That is your core audience, pretty much. That is what you're catering to. Do not be a shocked Pikachu face when you attract lonely weirdos, when you present yourself as available and all of your content is sexual and you provide a girlfriend experience. There's so many VTubers who do this and are shocked at the results.
I don't know why they're shocked though. Like, what do you expect? It's like, I'm a male VTuber, and most VTuber fans are men, so I have to kind of cater in a certain way to where I try to give off like a bro vibe. I don't know if I come across that way, but I'm also fucking weird too, just not in that way. So, like, my audience, I just try to attract people that are kind of like me. But like, most VTuber fans like watching women, which I don't blame them. I'm the same way. I watch a very small percentage of male VTubers, so I get it. But I have to work around that market. I know some male VTubers go the boyfriend experience, sexy, deep voice, deep sultry voice with a sexy model. Try to turn the few small percentage of women VTuber watchers into their audience. That's not me. I'm not like that. I'm the opposite of flirty. I'm just a fucking dude. Like, so I gotta understand that and cater to a certain audience that would fuck with me. And it's not the gooner audience. As much of a gooner I am, I don't cater to gooners. It just is what it is. If I wanted to cater to gooners, I'd have a big booba fucking anime waifu model. So yeah, I deliberately drew this model and rigged it because I think it fits me as a person.
And recently I even saw a VTuber who I'm not going to name because I think they just want attention, but they posted a selfie that was safe for work. And they're like, "Oh my
I know
gosh,
who he's
all the
talking
people in
about.
the replies are saying sexual things to me. This is horrible." I was looking at their account. Literally the previous post was them practically naked. And that's really all of their content. And it's like,
Yeah.
really? It's all an act. It's very performative, just like many things in the VTubing scene. But here's one. VTweeters are not VTubers.
Agreed. They're not. They're in pre-debut hell. They probably have a model, but they don't stream. They don't make content. Like, you could even just react to content, and that's technically considered making content. It's like, it's not that deep. You don't even do that though. You just fucking tweet and try to virtue signal. It's dumb. You're not a VTuber. Reference my short if you want to hear what they basically sound like on a daily fucking basis.
We asked for hot takes, ma'am. Yeah, this is very agreeable.
Not a hot
In
take.
case you don't know what a VTweeter is, it's someone who does pretty much everything a VTuber does except make actual content.
Yep.
It's very funny. Okay, they'll pay for models or they'll plan on getting models. They'll shape their entire account like that of a VTuber. They have all these big plans, but they never actually do anything. In fact, the closest thing they do to making content is tweeting.
Yeah. All right, if you're a VTweeter, don't get offended by this. Just take my advice. Download something you can stream with, whether it be OBS, Streamlabs. There's a couple more out there. You set up your scenes, and you fucking go live and do stuff. Whether it be playing games, whether it just be chatting with people that come in, whether it be reacting to videos. It could be anything. You just gotta fucking do it. Don't sit on Twitter all day and complain. Because you're not getting anything done. Who gives a fuck about Twitter or X, whatever the fuck? Like, yeah, you can get paid for impressions by that, but good fucking luck, dude. You're better off going the streaming route, creating content, doing what I'm trying to do, even though, I'm still very fucking small. But you got to start somewhere, man. At least I'm actively live right now and posting stuff on YouTube. Well, I'm trying to get back to it. My YouTube been kind of spotty lately, but yeah, go thank Rebel in the comments. By the way, Rebel's my editor. Go thank him in the comments. He's the reason I'm able to pump out YouTube videos right now.
And virtue signaling largely because that gets a lot of seal clapping from fellow VTubers. But let's go to the next one. This one is actually the reason I discovered this thread. This is getting a lot of conversation, and you'll see why. Okay, hot take: the VTuber community preaches diversity and inclusion nonstop, but it's an echo chamber. Left-wing or super progressive views get endless claps and collabs, while anything right of center or even moderate conservative instantly triggers hate mobs, cancellations, and no collab lists. Real friends in a healthy scene should let VTubers have wildly different political opinions without torching relationships. Grow up. True diversity means tolerating views you disagree with, not demanding everyone thinks the same.
And people can't understand that basic concept of you don't have to agree with everyone. Like, just because you don't agree with somebody on something doesn't mean you have to hate them and wish death upon them, which I see a lot. Like, for instance, I've said this before. I watch Leaflet, I watch Kirsha. They both get a lot of hate for basically no fucking reason. And most of the time when you ask somebody why they hate them, it's a straight up fucking lie, like fanfic headcanon that they made up in their head. They heard this from somebody else, so therefore it must be true. When all you gotta do is go watch their content or their streams, and you will see that they're just regular fucking people. Like, people call Leaflet a white supremacist, and she's fucking Asian. Make it make sense, guys. Like, Jesus. I'm tired. I'm so tired of it. I ranted about this earlier on stream. I'm so sick of it. Like, if you really have that much of a problem with them, make your own shit and counteract it. Don't just send hate. All right, what I think it mainly is, I think they're fucking jealous. I think they're jealous that VTubers like that can get so much traction and have so many fans. Well, guess what? They're catering to their fans. You should do that too, instead of complaining on fucking social media, because you're not catering to your fans. You're catering to get seal claps from other VTubers, which will not help you grow as a content creator. It just doesn't work, because most of the time, other VTubers, not always, some VTubers do watch streams. Like, I watch other streams a lot. I watch other content, but most of the time, other VTubers are worried about their own shit and worried about growing their streams and their content. So they're not going to have time to check you out. And I don't know if you're trying to get a pity raid or a pity shout out from somebody, but it's not going to fucking work, man. It's not going to work. You got to put in work. Like, it sucks. Trust me. I'm small too. I fucking get it. But you're not going to grow if that even is your goal, to grow. I don't know if your goal is that or just a bitch online, which if that's your goal, fucking go for it. You're not going to get anywhere. But you have to put in fucking work, man. It sucks. It's part of the process, though. Not everybody starts off with their first stream having hundreds or thousands of viewers. Everybody starts small. We all start at the same starting line. You just got to put in the fucking work, man.
So let's talk about this first part. Yes, a very large number of VTubers spend their entire online presence preaching about diversity and inclusion, and the second someone has any differing opinion on it,
they're not for diversity and inclusion, because if that was the case, they would tolerate other people having different views. They are some of the most intolerant fuckers to grace the internet, and it's proven. Like, if you want proof, search up a creator that you like and then search the word die on Twitter. I guarantee you somebody pops up where they're just posting fucking death threats. I guarantee it.
Anything, they are ousted, they are blacklisted, they are harassed, they are excluded, and sometimes even worse. Even worse things are wished upon them.
Like death threats, like doxing. That's the reason some people like Kirsha have to relocate, because they're scared of somebody actually trying to come to their house and unalive them. It's facts. Look up what happened, I think, at Offkai. This, like, it's there, dude. It happens.
But yeah, I want to point out something here. This next point is really important. If you're a VTuber watching this, please listen to this next part, okay? This tweet has nearly 10,000 likes. Now, of course, people are screeching about this. They're seething about this take. But overall, this post has, by far, leaps and bounds, the most support among the hundreds of responses to this thread. And there's a reason for that. The people supporting this, sure, There are some VTubers in there, right? But the majority of people supporting this post are VTuber fans. I know, that's
Exactly.
shocking, right? Something that's appealing to the actual fans, the people you're supposed to be entertaining as a VTuber. Crazy stuff. Well, these fans who are supporting
Wild.
posts like this, they see this pattern of these virtue signalers, the endless virtue signalers in the VTubing scene who are hyper progressive. You can call them woke, whatever you want.
Virtue signaling is so dumb too because the only reason they do it is to get seal claps for people. Because guess what, guys? You're not going to change anyone's mind with your words. You know how to get people to change their mind? They got to do it themselves. Changing your mind on a certain position is something that you come to as an individual. You're not going to get preached to by somebody online and then be like, oh, well, I guess I was wrong then. Let me change my whole outlook on life. Like, that shit doesn't happen. That's not how it works, guys.
And that's like all they do is lecture and preach, and people are tired of it.
Yeah,
The
they're
people
fucking
who
annoying.
constantly preach about inclusion don't want to include anyone who thinks differently than them. And in this particular case, anyone who's right of Mao Zedong politically is not welcome. Okay, people see this, and it's true. There's no study you can pull up, but if you just watch the VTubing scene on the Western side of things, there is overall a very left-leaning, hyper-progressive sort of viewpoint that is shared by the majority. Okay, and they might
Pretty
be the
much.
loudest as well, and that just doesn't line up with VTuber fans. VTuber fans are all over the place. And proof of that is, think about the most successful indie VTubers. What are they? Almost all of them are apolitical. They don't.
This is true. They'd never really talk about politics. Like, the only successful indies that do talk about politics lean right. There are no big left-leaning political VTubers, as far as I know. As far as I know. If I'm wrong about that, let me know. But I can't think of any right now. Most of the big indies are apolitical. They just want to entertain their fans and give their opinions on stuff that aren't political. And everybody else is, like, I would say the biggest political indie is probably Kirsha, and she leans right. And people fucking hate her for that, which is dumb. It's so dumb. The, people like to bring up the paradox of tolerance, where it's like you can't tolerate the intolerant. But by saying you are intolerant to the intolerant, that makes you intolerant. Therefore, why do people have to tolerate you? You see how it kind of rolls back around and doesn't make any fucking sense? But people like to bring it up like it's a gotcha. Like, no, it just makes you look dumb at the end of the day.
Don't talk about anything because they don't want to exclude or isolate a potential audience base because they care more about entertaining people than virtue
Facts.
signaling and sharing their political opinions or trying to impress other VTubers.
That's why I try not to share my political opinions, because I know I will piss both sides off. It's just one of those things. But I mean, if I get pushed to express my opinions, I will do so. And I will filter out people that don't like me. It is what it is.
That's the problem here. A lot of these VTubers who are very hyper progressive, they post about the modern thing every 2 seconds because they want to impress not VTuber fans, but other VTubers. They want the seal claps from the other VTubers. That is more important to them than actually building an audience. And that's tragic for them. Think about it. How many super outspoken, hyper progressive VTubers do you see out there with a tangible amount of success, like a long-term career level of success as a VTuber? Practically none.
Yeah.
In fact, some people would say
I can't
zero.
think of any.
And it's not that surprising because it doesn't line up with what VTuber fans actually want. And then we think about, what is this moderate conservative or anything right of center? Like, what does that even mean? Well, this is a good point in the replies. Crazy the amount of VTubers I have seen labeled as alt-right for simply reacting to a shoe on head video.
If they're calling shoe on head alt-right, they're dumb as fuck. Like, shoe on head is obviously left-leaning. Like, all you gotta do is literally watch one of her political videos. But calling people who react to her alt-right, like, If anything, you would say they were lefties for reacting to Shu. But no, these people don't have any critical thinking skills. They just see things, get mad, call people Nazi. That's all they do.
I have seen multiple VTubers who were, you know, not problematic in the eyes of all these other VTubers for the longest time. Then they reacted to a shoe on head video, and all of a sudden now they're an alt-right.
Blame Smug Alana. She was the first one to do that. Sorry, Alana, but you're to blame for that.
They're alt-right and they are blacklisted and they're terrible, and now they're free to harass and dogpile anytime you want. I have seen this play out multiple times. And then you have posts like this saying, Girl really just said, why am I being penalized by other VTubers for being a bigot? It's not fair. Then proceeded to talk about VTubers in SS uniforms and applauds Kirsha and Nines. Oh, of course. So I think their comment about this right here was that they said a VTuber tried to do this gimmick, provided shock value. And, you know, personally speaking, I think it was cringe and stupid. But yeah, they mentioned that, yeah.
Why are military uniforms always considered Nazi? Like, this happened with Zentrea. I think it happened to Shondo too. It's like they just want to be a hot military uniform wearing waifu, dude. Why are you thinking in that terms? And look, there she go. Well, there, whoever this is, paradox of tolerance. Look it up before being this dumb. The paradox of tolerance is dumb. It's idiotic. There's no common sense. It's illogical. So you shouldn't follow the paradox of tolerance. You should just look. If I don't like somebody, I'm not gonna go out of my way to attack them. Guess what? You know they make buttons for that, guys. You know there's a block button. You know you can mute stuff on Twitter. Holy shit. Then you don't have to see it. Then you don't have to fucking crash out every 5 seconds when you hear something about it. Wow, guys. You just learned something today.
That got a lot of attention, even though it was negative. And then they lumped that in with applause.
And they called, well, I think I already said Zentrea, but yeah. And then look, mad at Kirsha. Guess what, guys? Just don't watch her content. You're just mad because she's succeeding. That's all that is. Be mad. But keep it to yourself. Don't send death threats.
Kirsha and Nines.
Simple.
And it's just like, we see kind of what you're doing here. On top of that, being penalized for being a bigot. Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
anything
bigot.
That is not lining up with your views 100% is bigotry.
Everybody who doesn't watch my stream and doesn't leave a like and a comment or subscribe to me is a bigot and a Nazi. That's basically how I would act if I was one of these people.
And then we have this post saying, really hoping the dam breaks and all the big apolitical VTubers come out as woke to make it even harder for you guys. Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath on that one. That's never going to happen.
No.
Let's move on to some more hot takes. Sorry I spent some time on that, but that was a pretty important one right there. VTubing is just a medium, and the VTubing community doesn't and will never exist.
Fucking based in facts. There is no VTubing community. There are people who are VTuber fans, and there is a space in which people do VTubing instead of face cam streaming. But for the most part, it literally is just a medium of streaming. Like, my streams would be exactly the same if I used a face cam, whether I use this model or a face cam. I mean, some people do play characters, but a lot of the times, people let their own personality shine through and just use it as a medium to stream. That is literally all it is.
Correct. There is no such thing as the VTubing community. There's no hive mind of VTubers, but obviously there is a scene. There's like culture to it.
Like a
but
space.
The most important community you can ever have is your community. That's it. That's
True.
all you should care about building, not appeasing a VTubing community where you're impressing all these VTubers and trying to fit in with them.
I want my Oshi to notice me, guys.
Work on building your own community. That's it. That's the best thing you can do. This isn't a hard job.
Oh, man. I mean, there are nuances to that. Like, it's not hard to go live and stream and make content, but it is hard to grow. It is hard to grow. You have to be consistent with your uploads, and you have to build your own small community up. And that's the hard part. But when it comes to this being like, if you already have a community and you make decent money from this, it is not hard at all. Go work in a warehouse for 12 hours and you will see that is not that bad compared to that. Because working an actual hard labor job fucking sucks, dude. It sucks. Most people don't want to. They do it because they have to provide for their family and pay the fucking bills.
Correct. Yes. Being a VTuber comes with very unique challenges, and that's true with content creation, right? You face things the average person's not probably ever going to face with their
Like death threats.
regular job. But please be humble and understand it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. It is a great privilege to be able to make content for a living. It's something I'm very appreciative every single day. I think about it all the time. Super lucky. So get off your high horse. Understand there's challenges, but don't be a Hassan Piker saying streaming is harder than a 9-to-5 job or anything like that.
You don't want to be like the Shocker. He is not a role model you should look up to.
Cringe. But let's move on to this. VTubing is not inherently a LGBT or liberal space. It is literally just a different way to stream, and literally anyone with any views can do it and shouldn't be shunned because they hold different values. I run into this a lot as a Christian who happens to be a VTuber.
That's basically an extension of the last point, which says VTubing is just a medium. It's not really. You don't have to be a certain way to get into VTubing. You just have to like appreciate the culture of it, and that's basically it. Like, you can be a Christian VTuber, you could be a femboy VTuber, you could be a lolly VTuber, you could be Babaniku VTuber. Like, you really decide on how you want to present yourself when you become a VTuber. And it is what it is. It's not inherently like an acceptance space that, like, oh, we gotta accept everybody and be tolerant. Like, no, not really. I mean, are you tolerant of everybody in real life? Like, if somebody comes up to you in real life and calls you an asshole, are you gonna be tolerant of them? Probably not. You're probably just gonna want to get away from that person.
You want to instantly rile up a hornet's nest of so-called accepting and progressive people, come out and say you're a Christian as a VTuber. Good luck. You're going to be harassed. You are now open for attack.
We're tolerant of everybody, guys. Unless you're a Christian. Then we hate you.
Because in their eyes, you just committed the ultimate form of bigotry. You have completely dehumanized yourself, and now they're going to harass you endlessly. That is the way it works, unfortunately. But again, if you focus on what you actually care about, and I always recommend keep your circle small. And if it doesn't really work out with fellow VTubers, touch grass. That is an option. You can touch grass and get your
Never! You'll never make me go outside.
Interactions with people in real life as well. And quite frankly, it's typically a lot better. But anyways, yeah. VTubing is just another means of producing content, and it shouldn't be inherently anything. But unfortunately, a lot of the VTubers in the scene, especially the most loud people, try to exert certain values, and it might be frustrating at times, especially for someone like this, but the best thing you can do is just focus on yourself, ignore them, understand that a lot of it comes out of jealousy and mental illness as well.
Hey, man, I got anxiety and depression too. I don't use that as an excuse to attack people. I just kind of keep to myself.
A lot of the pent-up anger that people are constantly spewing all over the place on Twitter as a VTuber. But yeah, the best thing you can do is focus on yourself, focus on your community, and understand that a lot of these crazies in the space are, well, they're just that. They're crazy.
Crazy people exist everywhere. Even outside of the VTubing community, you have crazy people. It's just, that's the way it is. It's part of life. Something you gotta deal with.
Well, let's continue on. A bunch of copy-paste lookalikes attacking anyone who sticks out. This is very true. There are a lot of copy and paste. All
right. I try not to copy and paste people's stuff. When I was making my model, I based it on the free model I was using before that, which happened to have the split hair with the black and white. And then after I made this model, I realized a lot of other VTubers had the same exact hairstyle. And I'm like, well, fuck. I don't really know what to change it to now because I already designed my own character. But when it comes to like art style, my model looks. I will go and say it looks kind of shitty because I drew it myself and I've only been drawing for like a year. But I did it myself. I didn't pay anybody to do this. This was all fucking literally 80 hours of work that I put in to make my own model. But I tried to make it somewhat unique with the vest and the tie. I know the clothes look shitty, but like I said, cut me some slack, man. I tried.
Right now, the VTubing scene is about, let's see, let me check my
There are tons
watch
of Shy
here.
Lily clones, though.
About 5 years past oversaturation.
No, I got in late. I got in too late, man. I've only been at it for a year. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully, it doesn't go against me, though.
Okay, like literally everything is so oversaturated at this point. Like everything's been done before, pretty much. Okay, it's very
That's
hard
true.
to be unique and to stand out, but it's something you should try to do.
I don't know. I've never seen anybody with a Tide Pod model. I think I might have been the first to do that. I do got the Tide Pod model on deck.
And you can do it with your model, or you can do it with your content. Whoa, who would have thought of that? Yeah, that's the best thing you can do to stick out. But yeah, there are a lot of copy paste lookalikes. They see what a big indie VTuber X does, and they think, oh, if I look close to what they look like, I'm gonna stand out. No, it's
I just gotta copy and paste their model and use a voice changer, guys. Then I'll blow up just like they did. Because that works in every other profession, right? Right?
the exact opposite. It's gonna make you even more forgettable. So if someone's looking for, a certain type of VTuber design, right? Are they gonna watch the fresh new indie with 10 viewers, or are they gonna watch the original with 5,000 viewers? I think the answer here is very obvious. But of course, I like this last point being made by Banana Juju, who we've talked about at least like 2 or 3 times on this channel.
Dude, Juju got so attacked just for having dreads on her model. And it's so dumb because she has dreads in real life. And not only that, she's literally a monkey VTuber. So you know what happens to hair when you live in the jungle and humid climates? God, I can't talk right now. Your head gets dreaded up. So it kind of matches up with the lore. And they attacked her because she's white. That's basically it.
Attacking anyone who sticks out. Wow, they would know about that. If you don't remember the lore of this VTuber, they got dogpiled by who?
Yep.
Not the VTubing fans, VTubers.
Racist ass VTubers, might I add.
For having a fair-skinned model with dreadlocks, apparently based on their real-life appearance. VTubers lined up in droves to harass this person. It was a coordinated, massive harassment campaign.
And you know what happened? It fucking backfired so hard because she was small when she first posted that model. She maybe had like a couple hundred followers. And you know what happened? She gained thousands overnight. So by calling it out and trying to dogpile and hate on her, you got her more fans than y'all probably have. So congratulations, guys. I love when shit backfires like that.
And guess what happened? A lot of VTubers got their clout from other VTubers and impressed them with their very progressive views. But Banana Juju went from like a few hundred followers to like tens of thousands in a matter of days because VTuber fans rallied behind someone being a victim of a harassment campaign by these hyper-progressive VTubers, and also just liked what they saw and enjoy her content as well. And I'm glad she's still making content to this day. All right, here's another one saying immersion breaking sucks. Hand cams are fine. If you're going to face docs and body post, do it on a side account at minimum if you want to call yourself a virtual YouTuber. There's too many tourists in VTubing. It's full of clicky mean girls and drama, something, anything for views.
Yeah, I slightly agree with this. I've revealed my face to like my close people in my Discord, but that's about it. But then again, I'm also a male VTuber, so who gives a fuck? Like, I ain't gotta worry about people like, I ain't gotta worry about stalkers or anything, thankfully. But I've never shown my face on stream. I've done hand cam stuff. like opening Pokemon cards, playing Guitar Hero, stuff like that. But I think where they're coming from is all of the e-girls that jumped into VTubing to push their Fansly accounts and OFs. And they literally post themselves more than their own model. And those people should rightfully be labeled as tourists and told to get the fuck out.
So I agree with the last two parts. Very true. Too many tourists. There's a lot of cliques and mean girl and high school behavior, for sure.
Yep.
This part is like personal preference. A lot of people feel like this. If you're a VTuber, you should never post anything IRL. I'm more on the side of I don't really care if you do, as long as it's not like the core of your accounts. Like,
I feel the same way. That's why I said the people who post their self more than their own model. Like, I don't care if you do a face reveal or anything like that. Like, who gives a fuck? But you also have to understand that that could come with crazy ass fans talking about your appearance or trying to dox you, stuff like that. Just be careful when you do shit like that, man.
if you're posting as much IRL stuff as your VTubing stuff, at that point you've become an e-girl with a VTuber. Like I don't really know what else to view that as.
I like this guy.
We all know like posting IRL photos of yourself as a VTuber is going to get you a lot of views on Twitter. If that's important to you, I go for it, I guess, but you're going to make a lot of people kind of annoyed after a while. But whatever. What's more important, Twitter likes or building a legitimate community that cares about your actual content?
Fucking thank you, bro. That's literally what I said earlier. Like, who gives a single flying fuck about how many likes you get on Twitter? Like, that would be like me caring more about that. And then, like, bro, just try to get your views up and build a community. Like, it's gonna suck. Trust me, it's hard. Algorithm is fucking ass sometimes. I agree. But at least try. Don't just tweet. Please. Nobody likes a VTweeter.
I don't know. Here's another one saying the VTuber versus IRL fad was and always will be a terrible idea. So there is a VTuber versus IRL trend on
I don't
Twitter.
really care
Pops
too
up
much
every
about
couple
that.
of weeks where people show their VTuber model versus what they look like in real life. And there's other examples of people calling VTubers ugly or something, and then people post their face in response saying, well, I'm not ugly.
Nah, I think most of that comes from VTubing being mainly an Eastern culture thing. And over there, they do not face reveal. It's seen as like a big no-no for a VTuber to face reveal over on the Eastern side of things. But Western VTubing is its own beast, so people kind of don't separate it that much. A lot of people don't play characters. A lot of people just, again, use it as a medium to stream, which is how I do. Like, I obviously don't play a character. I would be the same whether I use this model or if I showed my face. It is what it is.
Yeah, you know what? You can post whatever you want. But I think this whole thing recently with Grok, where they've made it very easy on Twitter to add edits, like very, let's say, transformative edits to
Put a bikini on this, Grok. Oh my god.
people's photos. Yeah, you might want to be careful with what you post on the internet. Okay? There's people posting like a safe for work selfie, and then people are like, Grok, put her in a dental floss micro bikini. And Grok
Put her in saran wrap and cover her in icing. I'm a gooner.
is doing it. Now, this is nothing new. People have been photoshopping stuff for decades at this point. I just think it's more in people's faces. So now they're really like, whoa, this is gross. Yeah, so be very careful with what you post because people are going to do weird stuff.
Though.
Doesn't mean it's fair or nice, but you need to take precaution. Don't just post something out of spite or for a trend because you want some likes on Twitter. Think about what you're doing and whether it's worth the risk or not. Okay, next one. Some VTubers actually fake their illnesses to use them as a way for e-begging.
Do they really do that? Do we have any examples? Any examples in particular? 'Cause that's fucked, dude. That is so fucked. I can think of one where I'm not gonna say her name mainly because I forgot, but didn't she post like she was in the hospital because she was receiving hate online? So she posted like, "I'm in the hospital, guys, getting help." And it turns out it wasn't even her picture. It was like a random picture that she found on Google. That's the only one I could think of. Are there any more examples?
Yep. This has happened multiple times. People have faked
Yup.
illnesses to basically crowdfund money. And that's not really unique to VTubers. It's
Dog, my dad had a legit stroke. And you know what I did? I took a break from streaming to help him out. I didn't fucking, here guys, here's the GoFundMe, bro. Gotta help out, bro. My dad's gonna be out of work. I need money. I need money. No. I just helped him out and took a break from streaming. Because I don't think you should grift on shit like that. Like, if I really, really needed help and I was like gonna go homeless, maybe that would be a good excuse. But other than that, like, bro, don't fucking come on here faking like your illness is worse than it is to get money. Yeah, you're a fucking loser if you do that.
like the internet. But yeah, and there's also a lot of other cases where you side-eye it, right? You're like, I can't prove it, but something's not right here. And of course, you're not going to accuse someone because they can just deny it. There's no way. You can't make them go to the doctor and bring back a note for you or something. But
you go to that doctor and you let them write down everything wrong with you and then take a picture of it and post it.
yeah, there's a lot of shady behavior with that type of stuff. And unfortunately, going back to this one more second, the people who are actually suffering from illnesses are affected the most by this, because then people are skeptical unfairly of the actual people going through hard times or illnesses or whatever. Okay, VTuber news accounts are the bane of my existence.
Oh man, are they talking about like Mujin and Rima and like Akko? I mean, they're drama tubers, but they literally just cover it. Like, I mean, I guess there will be some bias, like, you know, the whole Cinder drama. Like, people should have looked at that more unbiasedly instead of just taking a side immediately. But then again, that was like fucking high school drama bullshit. So, and it kind of, in my opinion, I think Cinder came out good out of that situation compared to Bao and Lily, who they kind of lost fans based on the way they were acting. Pretty much Bao had the whole misogynistic arc, and even I lost followers for going against Bao because I thought it was funny. I just joked about it. I literally made a song like, "You're not my Yoshi anymore. You're not my Yoshi anymore." And people got mad at me for that, but I thought it was funny. I mean, not gonna lie. Like I said, if you're gonna have a fansly and cater to gooners, don't talk shit about men. Common sense.
They don't know about journalistic integrity, so more often than not, them prying for information comes off as harassment. They are biased. They have an agenda. They will never apologize. They are only there to stir the pot.
Have you ever considered that stirring the pot might be fun, though?
Jeez, this is like that Japanese soldier who, after World War II, was stuck out in the forest and didn't know the war was over and kept fighting for 29 years. That's someone getting mad about VTuber news accounts. Like, how?
Oh my god. Yeah, they're gonna exist, man. People like covering drama and it gets views. Like, no shit. Who would have thought?
How many are actually left at this point? The majority of them have either like semi-retired or just completely given up because of how toxic and annoying everything is in the VTubing scene. Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know many of them. The only people I know that cover VTuber drama is, like I said, Mujin and Rima and Akko. And Parrot does it in his own way, but his is more like a shit posty, entertaining way.
If VTuber news accounts are the bane of your existence, you're probably doing something wrong or you need to find some bigger problems. And talking about journalistic integrity, that's your first mistake, thinking people uploading videos on YouTube are journalists. Big mistake. Trying to make this sort of a this sort of standard that doesn't need to be applied, and they're biased. Okay.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but guess what, guys? Everyone is biased. everyone has a biased worldview because nobody grows up exactly the same and sees things through the exact same lens. And if you are a part of a group that is like that, I would get the fuck out because it's probably a cult.
They're not journalists. I always find that funny with like people get mad about like VTuber news accounts or any sort of account posting on drama or anything. Like, yeah, you can be biased. Why not? You can have an opinion.
Exactly.
Who's saying you can't have an opinion or some sort of a lean? If you present yourself as someone who's independent, someone who's not going to take any sort of a bias, and then you do that, yeah, you're a hypocrite.
Yeah,
but if you
true.
don't present yourself as a neutral person, who cares if you're biased, if you have an opinion or some sort of a lean? Here's another one saying drama tubers, problematic fans, and parasocial fans need to be put on blast if they put their antics too far. Full names. None of this blocking out their name stuff. Most hate for Niji VTubers is a nothing burger, and it's not funny, it's annoying and childish.
I wouldn't go as far to say as you should dox people like who are too parasocial. If one of your fans gets too parasocial, time them out, ban them, have one of your mods talk to them and let them know it's too much. Like if you do actually care about that viewer, but like if you don't care about that viewer and they're being too parasocial, just fucking ban them. Like it's no big deal, man. Like there are a lot of people out there who are potential fans that you can try to get into your community. You're not gonna miss one person, especially if they're making you uncomfortable during stream. Like just fucking ban them. It's simple.
Wow.
No need to
Simping
dox.
for Niji in
Oh yeah, simping for Niji in 2026, bro. You get the fuck out of here.
in 2026, crazy. Yeah, as I recall, the Nothing Burger with Niji Sanji involves like systemic mistreatment of their workers to the
Yeah, with the Niji situation, you should not defend them because they literally had like they have like sex pests and shit like that. People treating their coworkers like shit. No. Don't defend that.
point where we had a situation where one VTuber in particular was bullied by her colleagues in the organization so badly she attempted her own life while the organization knew everything going on and didn't care.
Obviously.
And then we have a million different things happening that show major problems with how things are run and how it's putting talents in danger. Yeah, I wouldn't call those nothing burgers personally. But also, you see this. Drama tubers, problematic fans, and parasocial fans need to be put on blast. I would love to see what this individual thinks is problematic.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we'll make sure this user is the arbiter of what problematic is. I'm sure it'll be
such a vague term. Everybody has different fucking views on what's problematic and what's not.
totally sane. If someone is sending you death threats, they don't deserve privacy, share the name. Yeah, 100%. So many people censor out threats they're getting. They censor the names.
Guess what? Nobody's going to send you a death threat on main because they're a fucking pussy. That's it. They got to do it from a throwaway. Because if they use their real name, they're fucked. They're going to get doxxed. And they deserve to. You shouldn't be sending death threats to people just because you don't like them. Again, block, mute. Don't worry about it. Quit being a jealous bitch, man. It's simple.
Which I don't understand why you're doing that. If they're like a genuine threat or a bad actor, like people should know that so they can block them or take preemptive measures or report them or whatever. And even blocking out their name, if it's a real post, like people will find it. It's not that hard. And unfortunately, again, just like with the illness thing, a lot of people have faked threats against themselves. In many cases, they're
How much of a fucking loser do you have to be to fake a threat against yourself in order to receive clout and sympathy? Oh my God, dude.
They're literally posting threats on burners to themselves for attention, and they censor out the name so people don't go digging for the account. And unfortunately, again, the people faking it make the real threats less believable, and it hurts the people actually being harassed. Lolly and Shorta.
Shorta? I won't say anything.
VTuber shouldn't be a thing. Well, you shorta a tourist. If you don't want the general public to see VTubers as a bunch of jobless weirdos, start by kicking the jobless weirdos out of the VTuber sphere. Ah, yes. Let's appeal to the mainstream.
VTubers are not going to appeal to mainstream. You know why? Because people who watch VTubers are weirdos. And it's not a bad thing. I'm a fucking weirdo. Why you think I'm a VTuber? Why you think I'm a VTuber fan? I'm not normal. Obviously. If I was normal, I'd be fucking watching football. Like, I'd be watching the hot new Netflix show that everybody's talking about. No. I watch VTubers. For like 90% of my content that I intake is other VTubers. Obviously, I'm not normal, guys. Who the fuck wants to be?
Of fans. That's gonna work out so well. Yeah, let's cave in to all.
You want to know what happens when a VTuber tries to go mainstream? You get situations like when Gargura sung at the Dodgers game, and people are like, "What the fuck is this weird shit, bro? This weird little fucking anime girl fucking singing. Like, what the fuck? Get that shit out of my sport." Like, all right, fine. I like being in the niche corner anyway. Who the fuck wants to be mainstream? That's too much.
The normies who want to call you a jobless weirdo for simply enjoying VTubers.
Yeah.
You know what? Enjoying VTubers is weird. And that's good. It's good to be weird. It's good to have different interests.
Why the fuck do people hate Rev again, by the way? It seems like a pretty fucking based fella to me. Like, I was under the impression he was a right-wing bigot that was intolerant. Like, no. Honestly, I'm agreeing with a lot of the shit he's saying.
Like being in the VTubing scene or enjoying anime or anything like it, it's okay. And when people call you a jobless weirdo, that's a sign that you shouldn't care what they're thinking and you should ignore them instead of curating the scene to accommodate the people who hate you and everything you're interested in. Yeah, this is why gatekeeping is important.
Yeah.
Do not listen to the tips and tricks of big streamers. Most of them made it big a couple years ago, and so the tips don't really work now. Yes, that's definitely true, but also a lot of the people selling tips and tricks are people who never made it.
Yeah, it's a lot of people who literally their whole shtick is selling you a dream, and that's how they make their money. It's the same shit that happened in the red pill community. Like, they're swindlers, they're scammers. They're not gonna really help you because they don't care about helping you. Because if you get help and make it big, they can't sell any more of their fucking dreams packaged into a kit for $60 or however the fuck much it is. There are different ways to grow. And some stuff works, some stuff doesn't. Everybody has their own pathway to growing. Some people do this shit for 5 to 10 years before they even get any kind of traction. There are people out there who have been VTubing for 5 years who still stream to the same amount of viewers I do. It happens. Not everything's going to work. But all it takes is one thing, and you can build off of that and then keep building off your small wins in order to get to the point where you want to be in your VTubing career or streaming career or whatever it is. Music production, art, it could be anything. Like, it's going to take work. You grind. And eventually, the grind pays off. Hopefully. But not everybody's going to make it. A lot of people give up before they even have a chance to get out there. Which I understand. Honestly, I'm surprised I'm even as big as I am now, and I'm still small. I'm still very small compared to everybody else. But I took literally almost a half of a year off. So that was a lot of growth that I missed out on, and I'm thankful that I still have a community of people that want to watch me. And I try to tell you guys that at the end of every stream, that how much I appreciate you guys. Hey, thanks for the kick. Follow Official Gambling Academy. Oh God, I'm not a gambler, but I appreciate the follow anyway. Welcome in. We're watching the Red video.
You know, you have an account, a VTuber with 500 followers on Twitter telling you how to make it big as a VTuber. Like, yeah, If it looks suspicious, it's because it is.
Yeah.
I've seen
True.
other people say this, but a big VTuber debut before actually streaming is just dumb.
Thank you. Thank you. I did like a small mini debut thing with my model just because I made it, but it wasn't a big thing. Like, it was literally like a regular ass stream for me. You shouldn't have big debut events for anything like that until you actually have a fan base to debut to, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on a lot of potential subs, a lot of potential donations, a lot of support. And nothing against people that do debuts, but you're kind of wasting the potential because you could do a debut to a bigger audience once you grow. When you start, a lot of people have this misunderstanding that your first stream is your debut. In a way, kinda, but not really. Not really, because your first stream, you'll be lucky to have 2 viewers. You're most likely going to have 1 viewer on your first stream. You're going to be real with you, and it's going to be yourself. You might have 2 or 3, and that's going to be your tablet and laptop in the other room, counting yourself as a viewer. But wait till at least you have, I would say, maybe like 50 to 100 people to stream to, like consistently. Maybe when you hit partner on Twitch, then you can have a decent debut. Other than that, it's kind of like wasted potential, if that makes sense. Also, thanks for the W plug, Ray. Honestly, I wasn't sure anybody was here. I'm just yapping the air right now.
Get to streaming before investing thousands into a debut. I've had to convince multiple friends that getting a cool model doesn't mean you will like streaming. Yes, many.
This is also true. Like, you can prep and think that you want to be a streamer, but until you actually do it, you're not going to know if you like it or not. And I was kind of on the fence when I started because I'm not really the yapping type. I've had to learn, and I'm still working on my yap muscles as a skill. But it's just something you get better at as you stream. Like, my first stream, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was literally playing backyard baseball, and that's it. And I was just yapping to the air trying to get a feel for it. But the more I did it, the more I figured out that I actually do kind of like it. I like hanging out with people, shooting the shit, playing video games, giving my opinions, whether they be good or bad. Not everybody's going to have good takes. I understand that. But a lot of people will plan out everything before they even have their first stream without even knowing if they like it or not.
Such cases, okay? The best thing you can do to start building a career as a streamer is to actually stream. Whether that means having a PNG or nothing on the screen other than the game you're playing. Just do stuff. See?
Yes. You can literally start that way, or you can do how I did. I literally got a free model and used that for like the first half year I was streaming. Then I finally, started learning how to draw and rig and made my own stuff just so I can have some kind of a brand identity. But literally, you can find free models out there. You can use Vroid to make your own 3D model and then use one of the 3D programs like, I think I was using VC Face before I switched to, VTube Studio for 2D models. There are many routes you could take for free models. Or, like Rev said, just stream with no face cam, no nothing, or like a PNG, which you can get a PNG pretty cheap. They're not that expensive.
If you even like it before dropping a $5,000 investment on a model,
do not
so you
do
can
that.
Debut in front of 7 people, because that's not how.
You're not even gonna debut in front of 7 people, bro. I've been streaming for over a year and I average 3 to 5, just for reference. Just throwing that out there. Like, you'll be lucky to have 7 people in your first stream. Like, that would be fucking ridiculous.
This works, okay? People who drop so much money just for a big debut, like, no. Go out there and stream. Plus, it puts, like, so much weight onto your debut. That's why I think a lot of VTweeters never actually end up doing it, because they built up this debut so much that it's going to be disappointing to them no matter what happens. But anyways. Oh my God.
Also, I will add on to that. If you do stream and post content, don't let small numbers get you down. You're not going to have the best of streams. You will probably go, like in my case, over a year not reaching numbers that you want to reach. But that's okay. You still have to put in the work. You still have to do things. You can't get upset. Use the streams that you don't do well in to get better for the future. It's pretty simple. That's how it is with anything. Like before this, I was a music producer. Do you think the first beat I made was fucking immaculate? No, it sounded like shit. But I knew I had potential and I liked doing it. So I kept doing it, and now my beats sound pretty good. Such as anything you take into, which is art, VTubing, streaming, creating YouTube videos. You just got to find something you like doing and try to stick to it. And try not to get discouraged when you don't get results that you're aiming for. Because a lot of the times we're at the mercy of the algorithm as well. And also a lot of times people get uplifted by other VTubers, and that's how they grow. That happens all the time. You just can't get too discouraged, or else you'll come off as bitter. And that's one thing I had to learn, because I had a point where I would be bitter and it would come off in my content. I would get mad and rant about random shit, which I still rant about random shit, but I try not to get mad like when it comes to not being like the biggest VTuber in the world. Like it's a process.
Please link your eye blinking. Apparently there's a setting, I guess, in VTube Studio.
I don't know. I think I could. Can I wink? I don't know. I don't know if mine are linked or not. I'm pretty decent. If you need help with models or anything like that, just hit me up. I'm pretty decent with VTube Studio.
You can fix your blinking so you don't do a... See? Didn't even mean to. Good advice. I refuse. Because I like my accidental winks. It's engagement bait. It's good. And it's whimsical. So good advice, but I will politely decline on that one.
I don't think
female VTubers can be completely untalented. If they have an unhinged personality, they'll succeed.
Wrong. Because having an unhinged personality does mean you're talented. That means you're entertaining to watch. Wrong. Are you going to call Chibi Doki untalented because she's unhinged? No. She's entertaining as fuck to watch. And that's kind of the goal.
Turns out, a lot of guys out there like unhinged women.
Yes.
I know.
Who
crazy stuff. But it's definitely the truth. Simple formula. Okay, just look around. A lot of successful unhinged personalities out there, but don't be too unhinged to the point where you can't function, or like you do like crazy stuff that'll get you.
You got to know when to turn it on and off. Like on stream is fine. You can play it up on stream, but don't go out in public making gremlin noises. It's probably not going to go the best for you.
In trouble, but yeah, it definitely is a pattern here. Some of y'all's designs are really boring and forgettable. One of the first things people judge you on when checking out your profile is your design. Make it memorable.
I don't know if my design is too boring and forgettable. I'm not an artist by any means. This is just what I threw together. So sorry if it doesn't tickle your fancy. Maybe my next model will. I don't know. I haven't received much feedback on that, so.
This is true in many regards, but there's like a million really cool models out there. So the best thing you can do to stick out is your content. And sometimes simple is the best. Like really. I think sometimes having something a little more simple can make you stand out. Okay, like you have these VTuber models, these 10 grand models now people are pulling out. It looks like an episode of Pimp My Ride or something.
It also helps to have a simple design for fan art references. That's why my design isn't too flashy because I'm still learning how to draw. But if I can draw my design, then artists would be able to nail my design. Put it that way. That's why mine is not too overly flashy. Like, pretty simple. Split hair dye, red vest, black shirt, tie, the little gold thing I got on my chest. And horns. One of them broken, white and black with red accents. Not too hard.
Like all these ridiculous gadgets on there, a million toggles, and all these things they're never even going to use anyways. Like sometimes simple is better.
Hey man, I like my toggles, even though I don't use them that much. Even though I don't like I got the long hair. I haven't pulled that one out in a bit. I got, the hard eyes. I got all kind of stuff. I just need to learn how to use them more. I also got this one for the gooners out there. Gotta cater to them sometimes. I know I said I don't cater to gooners, but you know, you gotta have it in the back pocket just in case.
And, you know, invest your money somewhere else. But not wrong at all. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that was a yap session. That's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the hot takes. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
As listeners,
Whoops. Sorry, Rev. Yeah, that was Rev Says
Hey, what's up,
Desu
guys?
talking
Here.
about
So every time
VTuber hot takes. Damn it. I keep fucking up. I'm sorry.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rip here. So every time
There we go. All right. Let me drop the video in the comment. I mean, in the chat, not the comments. I'm a YouTube brain right now. In case you guys want to go check it out, there it is. Leave a like and a sub. Again, I've seen Rev get a lot of shit online, and I honestly don't see why. I didn't pick up any bad vibes from him. I agreed with a lot of his takes. I think people are just dumb and complaining on the internet. Probably because of that number right there. Probably because he has 750k subs, and they don't like that. They don't like that because they're stuck under 1,000. Which is weird coming from me because I'm small. You would think I would be the jealous one, but no. Seems like a cool dude. Go sub and like it if you enjoyed it. If you enjoy my stuff, leave me a like and a sub. I would appreciate it. I'm still trying to grow. But yeah, hope y'all have a nice day, and bye-bye. Jesus, that was a long yap session. I'm sorry, guys. You're not my Yoshi anymore. You're not my Yoshi anymore.